Hey guys, my name is Ariam Rashad. You guys know me as MeTunes, and I today want to talk a little bit about just the concept of self-worth and just kind of what it means for an artist and for anybody really, and kind of the ways you can maybe work to I don't want to sound ableist, but I want to, let's find a way of maybe working through it as your life continues. Today we're working on a piece that I was commissioned by my lovely, incredible friend, a Blue Moon 88, was known as Sydney Page. She came to me because she and a friend had done a cover of Love is an Open Door from Disney's Frozen, but as Silver the Hedgehog and Blaze the Cat. And I thought it was just so cute and such a fun opportunity to combine the things that I love personally a whole bunch, which is Disney and Sonic. You know, you asked me to draw either one of those things and you pretty much got my heart right away. So of course I had to step up, and this was really fun, just getting to be really painterly with the backgrounds and just kind of, I really wanted to capture that sense of tonality that the concept art and the film itself captures, while giving it a bit of a Sonic spin. So obviously when you think about Sonic, instantly it's the checkerboards, it's the green roads, the loop-de-loops, and I also wanted to incorporate the obvious romantic parallels that Blaze and Silver as characters share. Just their elemental and psychic abilities are such core parts of who they are. It's in some cases it's in their namesake. That use that as a romantic element. I figured if I used that as a romantic element in and of itself, they form hearts using their powers. I thought that'd just be a nice way of giving it a Sonic-y edge, so that it's not just a carbon copy of the concept art from Frozen itself or a scene from the movie. Just to kind of give it its own life and give it a personal touch that I know wouldn't have been there otherwise. I will say, this piece in particular was really important to me because I guess I would say this is where I really started to feel like I was getting my self-worth back after feeling as though I had lost it for so long. Last year, I don't know what it was. I do. It was more of a microcosm of a number of things. I had gotten fired from a previous job. One part's due to COVID, one part's due to, I think, my own personal hang-ups and lack of professionalism on my end personally. I'm very much just as much to fault for how I ended up as the outside circumstances, I'd say. I just so happened to be a trimming of the fat, as it were, on the corporate ladder. So, and then on top of that, I feel like I was just getting kind of down. I had misinterpreted, moments of failed connection as a sign that there was something wrong with me. Relationships, platonic and romantic, I think, are very easy to, when they don't work out, it's very easy to think, oh, there must be something wrong with me. Or, maybe if I'm not funny enough, or I'm not this enough, I'm not that enough, I'm not, it's easy to when you don't want to hurt other people, it's very easy to want to hurt yourself, which is absolutely terrible. Obviously, this isn't the case for everyone. If it isn't the case for you, good. Never let it be. It's not a healthy path. Don't, that's another thing I wanna preface. Don't take anything I say as a sign that you are not living your life the right way. This is very much just me sharing anecdotes, and just kind of my experience and where I am in life right now, and what drawing as a whole has done for me, just as far as kind of propelling my growth as a human being and as an artist. So, and if you find something positive that you can take away from this, absolutely, please do. It would mean so much, but only if you want to. So, but yeah, I just felt like I was really, really down on myself, and it was just like a very slow, steady decline of just kind of catastrophizing in my head, like, what am I doing wrong? Why am I not this? Why am I not that? Why was I not better at anything that I wanted to be better at, or just anything that I had failed at? I think it was just a number of things just not going well that I kind of chalked off tallies in my head that said, okay, here's a failure, here's a failure, here's a failure, here's a failure. And it was just, by the time the end of the year rolled around, the end of 2021 rolled around, I think it was really easy for me to, I knew where I was not good. I knew ruminating in self-hatred, and feelings of inadequacy just wasn't good. It was taking physical tolls. It was taking mental tolls. I had felt pain and illnesses in areas that didn't need to be there, and I knew it was a result of me just kind of letting the stress carry me down. I wasn't as productive as I wanted to be. In a lot of ways, I'm still battling the fear of failure, in its many forms. The fear of failure, once it grabs you, it's hard to let it go, because it prevents you from doing a lot of things that are actually really important to you. So important that you don't want to mess up. You don't want to experience the pain of failure, or whatever you feel is failure, or even rejection. More so, I'm a very social person, at the best of my, at the best of times, and I think we all want to be liked. We all want to be liked or loved, and it's very easy to slip into, a pit of sadness when attempts for connection just aren't met well. Professionally, platonically, romantically, it doesn't matter. So the fear of failure can definitely get in the way of that, to the outside forces that be, to the outside people in your life, it can look and appear as though you aren't putting in the effort. It can look and appear as though you aren't giving it your all, or you don't care. That couldn't be further from the truth. The fear of failure can, stilt you. It can make it hard to just do and just be productive with your life. Overthinking in general, when you're in low points of self-esteem, is absolutely terrible, because it really can just make you feel like anything you do isn't going to hold a candle. So just last year in general was a big kick in the pants for me realizing like, okay, I can't just keep sitting in feeling like this. You know, it isn't going to get better by me just feeling things out and just ruminating in sadness. I have to do something about it. I have to be productive. And it took a while for me to figure out what that was. I think for starters, it just sort of felt natural that, okay, think back to when you were little. When you were, me in this instance, when I was little and I was just starting out, you know, making comics and everything with nothing but pencil and paper, that I stole from my parents' printer, and just kind of like, what was one of the things my dad had told me? It just took a bit to remember that one of the things my dad always said was to finish what I started. And when you have such a large fear of failure shadowed over you, I think it's really easy to start something but never commit all the way, because then you start to think about all the possible ways in which things are inadequate. You know, if it doesn't match your personal standard, you feel as though you've already messed up and you need to start over on something else. You know, create a clean slate. And that doesn't really, it's not as productive as you think it is, because what it does is you're not producing any actual physical evidence of your capabilities. You're not producing anything that the world can see and react to. In reality, finishing what you start is a great self-esteem booster in and of itself, because it's proof that you can do something. You can do anything that you want if you put your mind to it, at least, you know, within your own, you know, skill set, you know, and understanding of who you are. You know, you can achieve so much more than your mind will try to trick you into thinking you can. So taking on commissions and really starting to become a better entrepreneur, a better freelancer, artistically has been a really big growing point for me, because that fear of failure can follow me even in that circle. You know, I can't tell you how many times I took on a piece for a client, and due to my own fear of inadequacy, it would take me so much longer to, one, even start the piece, two, to properly update the client, and it was just, it's been such a journey of realizing that your lack of self-worth, whatever you're feeling in that regard, makes it really hard for you to be of service to others. You know, you hating yourself is not productive. You hating yourself is only halting the potential that already awaits you, that people already believe you hold. You know, people, you know, whether it be friends or potential partners or anything like that, or any clients, they go to you because they believe in you. They come to you for inquiries and discussion and, you know, wanting to engage with you because they believe in you. that in and of itself is incredibly powerful, and you have to realize that for yourself. You have to realize that being in the sad state that you are will only create inconvenience for yourself and for the people that live around you, that want to hover around you, that want to be in your space, that want to, that want to bring themselves closer to you. Because then it can be very easy to shut people away and push people away because you don't feel you're worth it. So, as far as finishing what I start, which has been such a big part of my growth as an artist, that's why I'm glad that I take on projects like Sonic Villains, my fan film. It prompts me to get into the mindset of finishing things and believing in myself, because I know that I have a huge, incredible, ever-growing team of people who believe in me, who see what I can do, and they think that I have it together. They think that in the end, they believe that in the end, we will push through and we will create something amazing. And I believe that too. But that's external for me. Externally, of course I believe that we can make something amazing. Do you see just how amazing all these people are? I get to work with so many incredible people that, it feels like a no-brainer. But that's me believing in them. I have to believe in myself just as much as I believe in them. Because they believe in me. It has to be, it has to go, it has to come full circle. To create a full circle of belief and trust and, determination, you have to be a part of that pie. You have to be a part of that circle of self-assurance and belief that you can do what you set out to do. So projects like that, slowly but surely getting better at taking commissions from people and really learning how to be a better business-minded person, because that's always been, for my scatterbrain, that's can be pretty difficult. It's all really helped me kind of snap out of my funk, because I'll stumble still, but when I do stumble, I take note of how I'm learning, how I'm growing with every experience. Every time a professional opportunity doesn't go well or doesn't go as planned, I kind of internally smile a little bit, because what it does is it stores the experience in your head that says, okay, this didn't go so well, but you are learning, you're growing, you're analyzing what didn't go right, and you're pinpointing it, and you're taking accountability for it, and your goal is to make amends with it later, within the next project, within the next opportunity. Never fault the people who believe in you. Fault yourself, because you didn't believe in yourself enough to deliver what they believed you could. Now there are some instances, in fairness, where you might not have all the skills necessary. You might overcalculate your ability to perform. Just not out of a self-hatred, but just out of realizing that you might not be ready to tackle on certain tasks, that you don't have everything that you feel you need to properly execute, which is fine. I think it's good to admit to yourself and to other people when, not out of self-hatred, but just when you genuinely feel as though, or know as though, that you don't have all the necessary tools needed to properly execute on a task. I think it's very humbling, and it's very, it's very mature of a lesson to learn, that it's okay to admit that you were wrong and that you miscalculated on something. But your self-hatred shouldn't be the cause of that. That's what I want to say with this talk primarily, is that, don't let your mind be the killer of dreams. Don't let your mind be the thing that holds you back. Don't let your worries and anxieties and, acknowledgement of your shortcomings beat yourself up so much to the point where it incapacitates you. It's not healthy. It won't do any good. You really have to make a little checklist, a little mental or physical checklist, and just kind of jot down the things that you're proud of yourself for, day by day, just so you can shake that fear of failure off. That's what eventually, taking on these commissions did for me. Taking on these projects, it creates a sense of accountability, and that accountability, once you acknowledge it and once you actually execute on it instead of ruminating in the worry, you'd be amazed at what even the tiniest bit of progress can feel like, because you still did something. You started something. You're on the road to finishing, and if you keep continuing that path and keep acknowledging your successes, your little successes on the way, you will eventually finish it. And when you finish it, the euphoria, the pride, the sense of a heightened sense of self-worth will be evident, because congratulations, you completed something. You did exactly what people believed in you for. You did exactly what you knew you could. This whole time, you didn't let your mind stop you. You didn't let your mind get in the way and completely destroy any chance of growth. You overcame the doubt floating in your head. You conquered it. And I think, this piece especially is very important to me, because that was when I really started to feel that euphoria, that sense of pride in finishing it and seeing, my friend Sydney and her and the Voice of Silver for their cover, Kelp, they were so happy and so satisfied with what I had made. They were so happy with the level of detail and the color choices, that any bit of self-doubt I had while making the piece completely washed away, because the end result was right in front of me. The happiness of other people produced happiness within myself. It was a sense of selflessness that I should have been feeling this whole time, because I should have already known just how good I wanted the piece to be, just how capable I was. I should have already known that. You already have so much greatness within you. Don't let your mind tell you otherwise. You know what you want. Go on ahead and grab it. Go on and reach for it. And if you don't succeed the first time, it's okay. It's okay. We're human. Things don't always pan out exactly how we hope. But that doesn't mean you failed permanently. You know, it's even arguable that failure even exists, because you either succeed or you learn. You know, anytime things don't go the way you want and it produces a sense of sadness, take it and turn it around into a learning experience for you. That way, the next time an opportunity similar comes around, you'll have already experienced the feeling of the previous lack of initial success. You'll have pinpointed what didn't go right, and you'll be able to properly execute in a way that you probably never even thought you could. I realize I'm kind of rambling here, but the core here is that you are enough. You have always been enough. You don't have to go the extra mile to prove yourself for anyone. People already see the greatness within you, especially if you let it show. You know, I'm a firm believer that people are inherently good, in that they inherently we come into this world with greatness already on the mind. You know, or at the very least the potentiality for greatness, for hope, for positivity. And, you know, sometimes along the way it can be unlearned, or it can be twisted into negative feelings, especially when it comes to the self. But I inherently believe that we all have greatness from the moment we open our eyes. And just growing from all that I went through in the last year, and finally feeling that sense of accomplishment, feeling that sense of achievement from just acting on what was already inside of you this whole time, it's given me it feels like a huge burst of life again. I feel like myself again. I feel like the me I always strive to be. The best version of myself is slowly but surely coming back into fruition, because now I don't have that feeling of, oh, it must be you. You're the problem. You're not good enough. If you had just done this, done that. Don't beat yourself up so much. Have some compassion for yourself. Believe in everything that you know you want to do, because you can do it. Please love yourself. You are so worth it. All of us are. And if you don't believe it now, you will later. You will. Because you're gonna do exactly what you set out to do. You're gonna finish what you start. Alright. That'll do it for me today. This is the first of maybe a potential series of videos where I just kind of sit down and just let art play. And I just kind of talk about a series of topics. I'm wouldn't have done this if I hadn't gotten the inspiration from tons of incredible artists that I already follow on YouTube and other places. Shout out to Adam Duff, especially. His channel is full of great stuff like this, and I'm just trying to pass on that same feeling of goodwill that he's brought on to me, and I'm sure no doubt to other people. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like my work, if you like this video, please support me in any other way you can. I have a Patreon where I upload exclusive looks into my projects. We have polls on what my next video topic will be. I want to really bring this channel back around into something special. I feel like it's been kind of dormant for years now, and I feel like I really want to do something now. And any support would be absolutely incredibly helpful in making that dream a reality. So again, thank you all so much for watching. Have an amazing day, have an amazing night, and love yourself. Please.